everybody, and welcome to our February edition of our US PAC On Time Courier podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kevin Beasley. I'm the Director of Contractor Procurement and Driver Experience here at US PAC. And we are so excited as we get into 2026 to fire this thing back up and get in front of you and get you all the information and materials and everything that you need to be a successful contractor here at US PAC. In this edition, we have got a couple of key people for you to get to know a little bit and re-know some of them. But first will be Alyx Snyder. She goes by Alyx. She is our new Driver Engagement Manager here at US PAC. Her role is to be here for you, our contractors. She will work in some part on this podcast on communications. She's involved with the Benefit Hub, which is a great discount program for our contractors. Questions, concerns. Alyx is a great resource for all of you to have with that. So we're going to get to talk to her a little bit, learn a little bit about her role. We are also going to, of course, hear our monthly safety message from Liz Billias, our Executive Vice President. And excited, as always, to have her be a part of it. And then we're going to wrap up this edition with a name that you hear a lot, Kate Wiles. Kate is our compliance specialist who also is responsible for this podcast and getting it out and editing, directing, recording, everything involved with it. So you're going to get to hear a little bit more about Kate and how her day goes and everything she does with our contractors. So it's a packed edition. We are ready to go. So let's go ahead and go and get started with our February edition. Hey everybody, here we are. I can't believe it's 2026 already. The time has flown by. And our first guest this year is Alyx Snyder, our new Driver Engagement Manager for the company. Alyx, thank you for joining us and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Do me a favor, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about, and you like to go by Alyx, right? Alexander.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Alyx.
So I've been in the operations industry for 11 years now, with 8 of those years being with US PAC. In December, I transitioned over to my current role, which is the Driver Engagement Manager. In this role, my focus is really about supporting our drivers, making sure they're informed, they feel valued, and they're set up for success. At the core of this role, my biggest thing is the connection, right? So bridging the gap between the drivers and our company by making sure that expectations are clear to the drivers, feedback from them is heard, so they feel like being heard, and we have resources that are easy for them to access. So that's the core of, again, going back to that connection, just bridging that gap, and that includes addressing driver concerns, issues, sharing company updates with the drivers, keeping them informed, working on programs to overall improve that driver experience. Again, what I like most about it is just being an advocate for the drivers and helping the business operate smoothly. So
That's awesome. Thank you for
yeah.
that. And I know you're going to do a phenomenal job at it. And in fact, you've already been doing an incredible job in the role. And prior to being in this role, you were a local representative, right? You dealt with operations in the field, correct?
Yes, I was. Yes, for about 8 years. So
Wow.
I know the ins and outs of the operations and different accounts.
That's good. I know that experience will be extremely beneficial when it comes
Absolutely.
to doing your current role. So, you had mentioned when you were talking there about the programs and stuff we have for contractors. One of those is Benefit Hub, and we've talked about it once or twice. But would you mind really giving us your insight on Benefit Hub and how it can benefit our contractors?
Yeah, absolutely. So Benefit Hub is a platform. It's an online digital marketplace. Has a variety of different discounts. It's available to all of our active contractors. Um, there are US PAC exclusives on there. We have pet insurance, auto insurance discounts, home insurance discounts. So lots of great US PAC exclusives. But there's also hundreds of thousands of offers and discounts for different vendors, both nationwide and locally. So you can find a local restaurant and have a discount there. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Movie tickets, restaurants, gift cards, you name it, it's on there.
That's awesome.
There's yeah, it's great. And I was digging into it a little bit over the past week, and there's just endless discounts and offers. Lots of great stuff. They do daily deals. They post giveaways. I think some of the giveaways I've seen are recently are a TV, event tickets, movie tickets, and all you have to do is go and enter your name, and they pick it on a monthly basis. So again, a great tool, a great thing. We will send out the link to all of the drivers so they have access. It is something that's also included in those orientation emails that we send. So we have the link with the QR code and the referral. But we will get that to all drivers as well.
Awesome. Thank you for going through that. Yeah, as
Absolutely.
I've looked at as well, you're right. There are hundreds and thousands of discount programs for everything from gas, movie tickets, everything you already mentioned. But it really is, it's a nice, it's a nice platform to go to. And I think one of the best parts is as being one of our contractors, there's no fee. You just simply have to sign up. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, you sign up, enter the referral code, enter your email address, and that's all. That's all they need, and you just sign up, and yeah, you have access to all those offers and discounts. So,
Awesome. That
yeah.
is great stuff. And I know, today with inflation and everything going up, it never hurts to save a couple of
Right.
pennies or dollars somewhere. So,
Absolutely.
so certainly encourage our contractors to go out and look at that, take advantage of it. I was glad to hear you say so. The link will be in the email that we send us out to. Also, if anybody has questions on that or anything else, they can reach out to you via the driver's experience email address,
Absolutely.
correct?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. Good. In addition to Benefit Hub, in your new role, what types of items or what type of help do you envision being able to provide to our contractors?
That's a great question. I can assist with a wide range of different support needs that we have, from guidance, again, connecting you from that sourcing team when we get you set up with that driver number, to then handing you off to a local US PAC representative to get that orientation completed, answering any questions drivers might have as part of that process. And then continuing from there. So, whether there's driver concerns, issues, questions about processes, whatever it might be, if I don't have the answer, we'll guide you in the right direction and get you in touch with the person that you need to be in touch with to handle the inquiry. Also, just the discount programs, right? So, if there's any questions on the benefits hub that we just covered, I'd be happy to answer those, get that information out to you. Whether it's uniforms, you're looking to order more uniforms, we can get that information out. Really, anything within the company that is questioned, we can kind of point the drivers in the right direction to find those answers. So, yeah,
Awesome. That is great. Thank you for that.
absolutely.
Yeah. So if a contractor has questions on maybe a settlement discrepancy or question or anything like that, you're the lady to
Absolutely.
help
Reach
them.
out. And again, if I don't have the answer, we'll direct you to the person that does. So,
That is awesome. That is good. And as such with that, and I kind of touched on this earlier, but how should a contractor who has a question or needs assistance or whatever, how would they get in touch with you? What's the best way of doing that?
yeah, and I think we make it a priority to be available and accessible, right? So we do have an email group set up, and we send it out on the orientation emails. We also CC that email group on communications that are going out to the drivers, and the communications will also come from that email group. So that is the driver experience team. So it's driver experience team at gouspac.com. That would be the best way to contact, and then we'll reach back out to those drivers and handle those inquiries as they're coming in.
Awesome. Good. Thank you for that. And I would encourage also, on this podcast, we try to cover information. We try to bring in people that we think that do have valuable information for our contractors and can help support them. But also, if as contractors, you want to see anything in this podcast, if there's questions you have, if there are members of the company you'd like to have here and hear from, reach out to that driver experience team as well. We want to make sure this podcast is as beneficial, as informative for you as it possibly can be. So, again, reach out to us with any ideas or anything like that. Um, Great. So, Alex, with In your new role with your many years of experience, um, what type of feedback or advice would you give to our independent contractors today?
Yeah, that's a good one. So I think my biggest piece of advice would be to stay engaged and communicate early. If you have questions, concerns, need support, reach out. We have the resources available to assist. Take advantage of the tools that we have, the programs like Benefits Hub. Take advantage of those. It can make a big difference, not only professionally with driving with US PAC, but also personally, right? Those movie tickets that we discussed, you can take your family out to the movies. Um, so stay connected, speak up early, and again, use the resources we have to support.
That's awesome. Thank you for that great advice. And again, we have so many resources here for our contractors. You kind of head up those efforts and can, as you said, get answers to any question or any problem that needs a solution. Alex is certainly the lady that can help you with it. So, Alex, our time has flown by. I can't believe how quickly this has
Yeah,
gone. Thank you so much.
absolutely.
I know it's great to have you in this role. I know the fleet is certainly going to find you to be a valuable resource. I know you enjoy doing that. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really do appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I think Liz, who has our monthly safety message, I think is going to be joining that. So I will turn it over to Liz.
Thank you, Kevin, and thanks, Alex. Before we jump back to our episode, a quick safety moment. To our independent contractor partners listening in, you're the reason this network works. You run your business every day, and you know your routes, you know your vehicles, and you know your limits better than anyone. As we kick off 2026 and season 2 of our podcast, we just want to say this: your safety comes first, always. No delivery, no timeline, and no situation is worth taking a risk that doesn't sit right with you. Trust your judgment. Slow it down when conditions call for it. Stay focused, buckle up, and do what you need to do to protect yourself, your equipment, and the communities that you're driving through. If something doesn't feel right, it's okay to pause and communicate. We'll take a delayed delivery over a bad outcome every time. Thanks for being professionals, for running your business with pride, and for choosing us to partner with. Let's start this year strong, smart, and safe. Until next time.
All right, everybody, and we're back, and I can't tell you how excited I am to have our next guest with us. You've heard her name many times. I don't know if we've had her actually on the podcast. I'm scratching my brain. You may have been on one of the first ones,
Mhm.
but it's been a while. So everybody, please join me in welcoming Kate Wiles to the podcast. Kate, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's fun to be on the other side of the camera, you
I
know?
well, you're actually gonna be on both sides because 'cause you're gonna still
Yeah.
do your other job, I guess, with all this done.
Yeah.
So it's good, but it is good to have you on the front of the camera. So, as you've all heard me say, I mean, Kate is our producer, director, editor extraordinaire. She really does everything with the podcast. But Kate, we're here a little bit today to learn a little bit about your day job. You do more than just a podcast, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do.
All right. Well, let's start off with getting to know you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about Kate.
Yeah, so I am born and raised Floridian. So I'm definitely a southerner, which is funny because right now I'm in Indiana.
Mhm.
So like many of you, I'm struggling with the snow. I'm having a really hard time with it, but we're doing okay. We're almost there. We're almost done. But yeah, so born and raised in Florida, I got my degree in communications from UCF. Go Knights. But yeah, I think as of a couple days ago, I've been with US PAC for 3 years.
Mhm.
Um, Consistently in the compliance role, and then obviously within the last year doing this podcast. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Awesome, and you're a compliance specialist, so you're part of our compliance team, correct?
Yep, that's
In
right. So
addition,
anybody who comes in, new independent contractors, I've probably looked at your name, looked at your portal, and then also anybody who's sending in updated compliance documentation. That's a bulk of what I do, along with the podcast.
awesome. I've told, I know Kate has heard this story, but I also started a company about 3 years ago, and the very first employee I met happened to be Kate.
Hmm.
I was going to our corporate office to get onboarded and get started, and Kate was the one that I met first in the building. So Kate and I've always had a little bit of little side story there that we met each other our first month or so with the company. So,
Yeah.
all right. So,
Mhm.
as a compliance specialist, what does that involve for you during the day? What's a typical day for Kate, compliance specialist, look like?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot that I do. So it's a lot of very task oriented work, a lot to do. So I'll jump around everywhere, but most of my days look like I'm jumping between processing. So those independent contractors that are coming on, they've had the phone call with your sourcing team, Kevin,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
They'll come in. They've negotiated with their local field reps, their US PAC field representatives. They're all in, they're ready to go. So they're sending in their documentation. I'm reviewing that, making sure that it looks good, sending contracts. At the other side of that, setting up your driver numbers. So that's part of what my day looks like on the processing side.
Okay.
And then on the other end of what I do, a lot of day-to-day work is going to be updating compliance documentation for those that are established independent contractors. So when your driver's license is expiring, insurance, these are just a couple of things, not all of them, but when those documents are expiring, they get sent in, I review them, I update them just to make sure that the drivers are safe, the customers are safe, communities are safe, everything looks good. So that way we're all compliant and good to go. So mostly working on updating existing contractors' documents and then also bringing in new independent contractors.
Awesome. Yeah. So you just do a few things throughout the day, so it'll keep you busy, I guess. So as you were talking about the compliance documents, so you mentioned that. What advice or what would you say to our current contractors who are here with us? And obviously certain documents they have to keep renewed and up to date with us. What advice would you give our contractors
Mhm.
regarding those documents and how best to stay compliant and not have an interruption in their availability?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, compliance documentation is incredibly important. We always want to make sure, like I said, compliance documentation is up to date to keep you as the driver safe, us as US PAC safe, the customer safe. It's all around. It needs to be one of the most important things that we're keeping an eye on. We always need to be able to take inventory of it. So, as an independent contractor, what I would encourage an independent contractor to do driving for US PAC is really just to keep those documents at the forefront of what you're able to access as far as, you keeping up with your business documentation. Keep your insurance declarations page printed in front of you, maybe in a folder that you have so you know exactly when that expiration date is. Same thing with your driver's license, same thing with your registration. Making sure that you have those dates in your mind. So maybe a month ahead, okay, my registration is about to expire. What do I need to do to make sure that when that expiration date comes, I've already done everything ahead of time, so there's no overlap. Um, Same thing, with your HIPAA and OSHA. If you are driving in a specific vertical, this doesn't apply to all drivers, but if you're driving in a specific vertical, you sign a compliance document that comes to you once a year. Making sure that you save that document to your files, knowing when that expiration date comes, keeping an eye on your emails so when those renewal documents come in, you have an idea of when they're coming. So yeah, mostly really just keeping an inventory of what you as an independent contractor need to renew, and just having those dates available for you to check as soon as possible. And if you don't know whenever your documents are expiring, or you're just curious what we have on our end as far as the compliance department, please just reach out to IC Processing at gouspac.com. I'd be happy to let you know what those expiration dates are,
Mhm.
or just reaching out to your local US PAC field rep, asking them those questions. They can get you connected or they can help get that information to you.
Awesome. That is great knowledge, great information. And that email address you mentioned, the IC processing at gouspat.com, that's also the way contractors should send in their updated documents, correct?
100%.
Is through that email.
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, that's good stuff because I know we've got several contractors every year that need to update their documents and stay compliant. It's important, obviously, that the companies stay compliant, that our contractors stay compliant, and that's just a great advice on how to help them achieve that. So Kate, thank you for that. So that's your day job. Let's talk about your second job. So the podcast itself, which you've been instrumental now. We've been up for, I think this is our 14th month. Our attendance, our viewership keeps going up, which is incredible. talk to us a little bit about all the things you do to make this happen every month.
Yeah. Well, it's at the forefront of my mind always is just making sure that this podcast is effective and useful for the drivers. That is the entire reason that we do this podcast.
Agreed.
So a lot of what I do at the genesis of thinking about an episode is putting myself in the mindset of, okay, if I was an independent contractor driving for US PAC, what questions do I have? What resources should I know about? Who might I want to hear from? And that's when Kevin and I will work together. Kevin loves to give me credit, but Kevin has a major role in this too. Collaborating with Kevin, thinking through the year, who would they want to hear from, scheduling that out, getting those questions together.
Mm.
So just making sure that this podcast is exactly precisely what an independent contractor contracting with US PAC would want to hear. So it's a lot of brainstorming, a lot of thinking through things. And then obviously administratively, Kevin does a fantastic job with helping coordinate all of these meetings and whatnot. But after that, after we've got, okay, I think this information might be useful for these independent contractors, recording the episode, which is what we're obviously doing now, and then
Yep.
post recording, editing the episode, publishing the episode, but also making sure that it's published to our Facebook and Instagram. So I'm also helping market this podcast. And if you aren't following us on Instagram and you aren't following us on Facebook, please do. I'll
Agreed.
put the Instagram and Facebook handles up on the screen for you to see. And then if you, obviously you aren't aware, if you're just listening to this podcast and not watching this podcast, we are going to start sending out emails with notices, and we'll put all of that information in the email as well.
Awesome. Yeah, Alyx Snyder, who we had on earlier this edition, she is our new driver engagement manager. I know she's working with you to email out the link to the podcast every month and make it easier for our contractors to find it and to go out and, like you said, either watch it or listen to it, whichever is most convenient for them. But Facebook, you said Instagram. I
Mhm.
think we also post on LinkedIn, do we not?
We do,
Okay,
yes.
it's on LinkedIn as well. And I know we have several contractors that follow us on there as well. So, and like I said, over the past year, this thing has really taken off. And while Kate's being polite and giving me credit, it's her. So, all right. So, having said all that, I mean, you got a few things that keep you busy during the week. Do a great job with those. Speaking of our contractors, Kate, what uh, what what would you like to share with them, or advice or feedback would you like to say directly to our fleet?
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of my role being a, engaging with the contractors and whatnot and getting to talk to them, trying to make this experience as pleasurable as possible for the drivers and just creating a stronger business relationship between US PAC and the independent contractors. I just want to say that US PAC is US PAC because of the driver network that we have, and there's no possible way that this would work without them. Um, I'm obviously working behind the camera, but all the work that I do is to try and foster a positive relationship with the drivers. So I just want to say thank you to all of the drivers, one, but also for the drivers that have sent in topics for us to talk about in this podcast. All of the collaboration that we have makes my role that much more fulfilling. So I just want to say thank you. But yeah, I'm just very grateful for the drivers that we have. Mhm.
Awesome. And I couldn't agree with you more on that great sentiment. You touched on, getting feedback from the contractors and what they want to see on this. What's the best way for our contractors who may want to hear about something or get an update on something or see someone on this podcast? What's the best way for them to reach out to us to
Mhm.
make that request?
Yeah, you can call Kevin directly on his personal cell
Oh,
phone.
thank you. I'm sure we'll post that later. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you can call Kevin directly. Just kidding.
Yep.
Or you can email driver experience team at gouspac.com. That's the perfect
Awesome.
email for you to reach out. Alex can get in contact with you. Kevin will get in contact with you. Someone at their earliest convenience will reach out.
Great. No, thank you for that. And it is really for any questions, any concerns, anything that you have a question on, please utilize that driver experience team at Go US Pack email. As Kate said, Alex reviews those come to me as well. So if you have a question, need help with an issue, um, by all means, certainly reach out. So, Kate, I can't believe it, but our time has flown by pretty quickly.
Mhm.
It has been awesome having you on the podcast again here in 2026. Thank you so much for all that you do now on the camera, in front of the camera, but also behind the camera. And I'll be right back with kind of wrapping up our February episode. But again, Kate, thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but that was a lot. I promised you a lot of content when we started this thing, and we certainly, I don't think we disappointed. So, with Alyx Snyder, our new driver engagement manager, Liz, of course, Liz Billias, and then, of course, Kate Wiles joining us. Hopefully, we helped you with a lot of information. And again, as Kate said during our discussion, the reason we do this podcast is for you. You know, we want to make sure as our contractors, we are providing you the best experience we can, helping in any way we can to help you to be successful. When you have questions, concerns, need information, we want to be here for you to be able to do that. So I think we answer a lot at this episode. So looking forward to it again. Be sure, as Kate said earlier, if you're not already, follow us on Facebook. We also are on LinkedIn. We post this, and we also email it out to our fleet. So give us your feedback. We are wanting to hear your feedback. And do you find this beneficial? Do you find it useful? I just got an email yesterday, I think, from a contractor who said that they watch it regularly and really enjoy it. So we would love to hear more of that, and also hear your thoughts on what you'd like to see next. So February edition wrapped. Here it is. We will see you again in March, and hopefully by then it's looking a little bit more like spring than it is today. So everybody, take care.